Welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat Podcast, y'all. I am your host, JoJo.
And I'm Tyra.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Summertime.
So we're pre-recording this weekend. We're going to be at Preciosa night. Or we were at Preciosa night. Whenever you're listening to this. I hope that we saw some of you there. I'm just speaking in advance and manifesting it.
That we see some people there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope to see some and meet some, listeners. And if not, we recruit some listeners. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do a Zoom. We realized we didn't do our Patreon Zoom for April, so we scheduled two to do this month. And the one we were supposed to do this past Monday didn't happen because, unfortunately enough, I had gotten into a car accident. And it was just a long day. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm well. We're here.
Yeah.
But my baby in the shop, so good times.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
People really don't know how to
drive safe, put your damn seatbelt on,
Yeah.
and be considerate of others, y'all.
Yeah, if you're listening to this while in the car, literally watch everyone. I feel like you have to watch the person in front of you, the person behind you, the person next to you. Like, sometimes people drive so recklessly, and then when it starts raining, it's like they totally forget how to drive.
Yeah. All right, so we didn't do any type of this episode. No research. We left it to social media to do its job and give us some juice.
Jesus, I hit myself with the fucking mic.
Like, girl.
No, but yo, some Instagram pages have a lot of like informational like slides. Like, once you like go through them, and we follow a lot of pages like that, and they be having really good content. So of course we're obviously gonna give them a shout out. But we did like see some things that we wanted to talk about that we think that you guys could relate to.
Yes. So all of them is like 7 things to do with something. So we're gonna run through this list and just,
the lucky 7.
Yeah, the lucky 7, y'all. So the very first page we'll give the shout out to is Mostly Balanced Podcast. Their post is 7 questions to ask on a first date. I know y'all be going in a little dry with the questions, like, let's leave your favorite color for text messaging or something.
Oh, hell no.
So the first question would be, what was the highlight of your day?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you, it was you.
And that's how they're gonna answer.
And that's how flirting comes along. Oh, yeah. This is the highlight of my day. I mean, it depends if you pay for the check or not. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm talking shit.
What else?
The next one is, what does a typical day/night look like for you?
Oh, like your day to day? A day in the life? Okay. That's a good question.
What's a day in the life for you?
Oof.
If I was asking you on our first date.
Oof. I wake up early now, and I go to the gym in the morning now. Okay? Yeah. Well, I work out from home.
Yeah.
At 7 a.m. And then I take a shower. I start work at 9:30. Yes, 9:30. 9:30. Working from home. I'm blessed. And I work. And I get out at 6 p.m. And then sometimes I have class. Because I'm trying to get my real estate license. But I can't speak about it too much because it's really hard, y'all. It's really, really difficult.
It's got her a little stressed.
If you're a real estate agent, send me some like tips on how you studied, because it's really hard to like try to teach yourself. Like, yeah, the classes help, but at the same time you have to do a lot of self-studying. And I'm not good at taking tests. So
there wasn't an in-class option? I mean,
no, I feel like everyone's doing like online. Yeah. They did have some in-class ones, but my schedule's too busy for that.
That's true.
What about you?
Like what my day-to-day would look like?
All over the place. It's all over the place.
Say nah. She talking about she getting up at 7 o'clock. I'm just going to sleep at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
I'm just getting out the shower, going to sleep. Sleep till about noon. Get up out in these streets. Um, I would say that would be the single me, but like I'm still going to the gym and shit. So, but yeah, I don't.
But your day to day is like very like all over the place. Like I feel like I literally have a schedule. Like I have like I eat lunch at a certain time. Like I work out at a certain time. But
The only
you're like
thing
all over.
that's like, set is from the time that I get home, whatever time I'm waking up and going to the gym. Like I meet my boy and we go to the gym between 12 and 1. After that, whatever I got for the rest of the day is just whatever I got. Which most times I come home and I'm just doing errands and shit.
Yeah.
Cleaning up or prepping for dinner or shit like that.
A lot of cooking.
Yeah. There's just not enough time in the day.
But we've been meal prepping though, and that's been working good.
That was clutch. Yeah. Honestly, because we don't eat breakfast. Well, she's fasting, but like not that we don't like breakfast, but when I get up, I have my coffee and then like I'm good for hours. And it's like, obviously you want to get up and eat in the morning, but I don't know, something about the morning I'm not like how you say that, pressed to eat. Like I'm not like, oh, let me get some food in my system. I'm just like,
coffee for sure.
Yeah. I'm just like, I got shit to do and I got to get to it. I'll eat somewhere on the way. So meal prepping our breakfast has been actually a big bonus for me.
Yeah, meal prep. We always meal prep breakfast and then lunch as well, because I noticed that I just wasn't eating lunch, and then I was just like snacking a lot throughout the day, and that's also not good because you're not getting like proper nutrition and getting your greens in. You're not getting any protein in. So yeah, y'all, you gotta prepare in advance. It's crazy out here.
It definitely saves time though, because we literally spend so much time in the kitchen. Breakfast, then maybe I should eat lunch, and then that's what happens. That's when you start missing meals. So
yeah, and
I think the one thing we're consistent with is dinner.
Yeah, but then we also don't meal prep that because like every day is like different. We don't know what we want.
I'm okay with that, because if we're prepping and eating, prepared food for the first 2 meals, I want something spontaneous for dinner.
Yeah. What's the next question?
All right. The next question is, do you like to cook? Oh, wow. As we're talking about it, what are your favorite?
Oh, wow.
What are your favorite places to go out / order from?
So, that question is so funny. So when I was dating guys and they would ask me, do you know how to cook? Automatically, I was like, here we go. Like, you really think I'm going to cook for you? That's crazy. I'll be like, do you know how to cook? Like, yes, I'm an adult. I know how to cook to save my life, of course.
Save my life. You're like, so petty.
No, because it's just like, I feel like when you're an adult, that's just like a given. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you can order out, but do you know how much money you're spending on ordering out? We actually don't order out like that. If you order out, that's Thankfully. On you. But it really hurts my soul when I order out and it's like $50. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
sometimes I really have to convince her, like, babe,
like I really
we don't eat out, bro. The only time we like eat out is if we're actually out. But I'm like,
and I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with having an experience and like sitting at a restaurant.
Yeah.
But ordering Uber, and then I don't be trusting
I don't Uber nothing. I don't be trusting. Picking it up.
I don't be trusting people.
Yeah. Yeah, but like very rarely I'll be like, let's just order something. I'm down to go to ShopRite and buy DiGiorno though. Like that should be busting. But so what are your favorite places to like go out
to
and
order
eat?
Like
order or just like go and eat? Honestly, when we started dating, she had like this, what was it, like a Colombian spot or something?
Yeah, it's called Noches de Colombia. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. It's a North Jersey thing. Girl, wait, did we even eat out like that from that?
No, because when we met, it was like still COVID.
It was like COVID, so everything was closed, and then you had to make reservations, so you could only order out. It was like weird.
So we actually spent a lot of time in her apartment cooking, and like, what did we cook? We just came up with all types of shit. We would TikTok like recipes and just make it. Mm-hmm. So we used to eat pasta and shrimp a lot. We used to eat shrimp a lot, but shrimp got expensive, and we haven't had shrimp since.
Everything got expensive, honestly. Yeah. Everything.
Yeah, but we used to cook a lot, and now
because we had to. But I mean, we still cook a lot.
Still cook, but I think that it was more like those cooking times were like our dates too. So it was more intimate than just
Mm-hmm.
cooking dinner because we gotta eat.
Yeah.
But yeah. The next question to ask would be, what was the best trip slash vacation you ever been on?
Oh, that's good. I like that question because then you get to see like if they like traveling or if, like what else they've
Or where
done.
you been?
And then that leads into other conversations of like stories that they had while they were on vacation and things like that. So I
Yeah, what
like
type
that.
of person are you when you travel? Because honestly, that
Mm-hmm.
could be a hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
The next question to ask would be, who do you spend the most time with slash talking to? You gotta know who they spend all their time with.
Yeah.
Who they hitting when
Who
they
are
not
their
hitting you.
besties?
Yeah.
Who are
Right.
their
Or if they even have besties.
besties?
You know, some people, it's a hit or miss because some people rely on their families and don't have friends, and some people just have friends and don't rely on their family.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a good
that's good
question.
to know. Another question would be, how long was your longest relationship?
Mm. Hmm.
So I want to like tap into this real quick. I feel like there's this idea that it's, how do I say it? Like you shouldn't get into your past relationships when moving on or like getting
Oh
into
yeah.
new situations. And although a portion of that could be true, obviously you don't want to drag that all over and like talk about your past relationships all day long.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like that is the biggest like part of our experience, you know?
Yeah.
So it's in some way, shape or form like like pushed us to be the person we wanted to be or didn't want to be. So I feel like it plays a part in
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of who we are. So why can't we talk about it? Why
Mm-hmm.
can't we share those experiences? And I feel like when you do share your past experiences, it also helps a person to get to know like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that, or like I
Mm-hmm.
know that's a trigger, you know. I don't know. I just feel like people are always like, why you talk about your ex or
Mm-hmm.
your last relationship, like that shit don't matter. But
Yeah.
like it kind of do.
Yeah. I mean, if they asked, then of course.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes people are just like an oversharer. Like I feel like that question could be brought up and then they'll take like 20 minutes to answer it because they're just like oversharing and like sometimes I feel like you gotta keep it short in the beginning.
Yeah, okay. So right, in the beginning I feel like okay, yeah, maybe you can keep it to a minimum and
Uh-huh.
not be OD, but that can't be the only time the conversation comes up, you know?
Oh, for
It's
sure.
always going to be brought
Yeah.
up. It's always going to be a part of the conversation some way because again, you're going to run cross paths where it's like, all right, well, I didn't know that, or I'm trying to understand why you're
Mm-hmm.
like this or why that triggers you, and it's going to come from past relations. So
Yeah.
you have to be like accepting and a little bit open to receiving that information.
Yeah, exactly. I believe in that.
hmm the last question would be, what was your last Google what was your
What?
last Google search?
I Google everything.
She Googles everything.
I Google
Everything.
everything.
Honestly, it's a good thing that Google is free because we would probably be paying for that shit.
Imagine.
Yeah.
That's
She
too
Googles
much. If I
everything.
gotta
What was
pay
your
for
last Google search?
it was something related to work.
Mm,
Not exciting.
mm.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
Boring.
what about you?
Mine, let's check.
Something about car accidents?
No, girl. It's actually, we'll go with the Airbnb.
What?
It's actually a waiver for something.
What?
Boring. That's what happens when you get old.
No, but I literally Google everything.
She does.
Everything's on Google,
hmm
honestly.
hmm
Google is free.
So that was it. 7 quick little questions that you can use on your first date for those of you who I feel like we do
What
have people
other
hit us up.
question? What other question would you ask someone on a first date that's not on this list?
Um hmm. Do you cook? No, I'm kidding.
That was part
I'm
of the
kidding.
list.
I don't know.
I
I
would
guess kind
I
of
would
like a
ask them, how's your relationship with your family?
that's valid.
Like, how are you
That's
close to your
valid.
siblings? Do you have siblings? I think that's like really big for
That's
me.
valid.
Like, I want to know what your relationship is like because that's important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Other than, I think one would be, what do you do for fun? Obviously, how do you spend your free time? Do you spend any free time alone?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that it's imperative to have free time to yourself
Yeah.
and not needing to be around people all the time. But another one, damn, I had it and it's gone.
Tragic.
Mm-hmm. I'm a person who, well, I like music. We know this already, so I definitely think I would ask something music based, like who's your top 5 artists type shit,
Mm-hmm.
or like what kind of genre of music do you like? I like the vibe off of that because I feel like we gonna vibe if we on the same shit.
Or like, what was your what was the last concert that you ever gone to, or your best concert? I think
That
that's
too.
good. Um, what else? I would also ask them if they like drink or smoke. That's an important question to know.
You've had bad experiences, clearly.
I actually haven't, but I have had friends who have like met people, and okay, so one of my good friends, she's a drinker. She like socially drinks, whatever. She's not like crazy. She'll just drink. But then she met this guy who doesn't drink and he smokes. So it's just they're just like the opposites.
That's an imbalance.
And at first, like she thought that she could like be cool with that, but then like later on, she noticed that that wasn't like it just wasn't a vibe like at all. Like it was like
they're like two different.
he's falling asleep and she's
Mhm.
ready to turn up. So
Yeah.
it was just not a good mix. And I believe in that too. Like I've never seriously dated like a smoker, but I don't think that I could.
Mm. She like smoking cigarettes or like
Oh,
just
no.
or
Like
you're
I
just
would
saying
never date
weed.
someone who smokes
Okay.
cigarettes. I'm
Mm.
sorry. If you smoke cigarettes and you listen to podcast, I'm sorry. But there's this smell that they have that they don't realize because they're so used to it.
Mhm.
You know?
I grew up in a smoker house, so I was used to it, but I didn't like it. But I
Hmm.
didn't know how used to it I was until I moved out. And then I
Hmm.
was like, "Oh my God."
It for someone
Like
who
that shit
doesn't.
sticks to you. It's just so
Hmm.
nasty.
I've lived with I've lived with two smokers in my lifetime. Like growing up, my dad's mom used to smoke, and then she would like smoke in the bathroom, and like that smell would just go everywhere, especially because we lived in a very small apartment. And then I also lived with my aunt at one point, and she would do the same thing. And it like the smell, it just kills you.
Follows, yeah. Yeah, and I like to smell good.
Hmm.
So I'll be damned, like when I get around people that smokes period or like cigarettes, I'm like, you're fucking wasting my,
And they don't
perfume
realize
and
it, but they
cologne.
always smell like that.
Yeah.
Like even if they took a shower, I swear to you.
Honestly, I think
I
the
guess
worst
it gets stuck like maybe on their hair. Like I don't know.
it gets stuck to your hair, your clothes, like wherever you're at. Um, I think the worst combination is people who smoke and drink coffee.
Oh yeah, girl. Woo! That's their shit.
Yeah.
That's their shit. That's
I
their morning
can't.
routine. What you talking
I
about?
mean, no shade. My mom
Mhm.
smokes. She drinks her coffee. Like I said, I grew up. Like everybody I pretty much know on my mom's side of the family smokes. Not that that's like they should get a pat on the back, but no shade. So another post that we're gonna go with back at it's another post by Mostly Balanced Podcast. I don't know why I keep
Yeah,
I'm
they're
ready to
pretty
mess
good.
it
I,
up. Yeah.
I actually listened to one of their podcasts, but their Instagram has like really good slides and shit.
Yeah. So go follow them and get us a shout out. Say not. So it's the 7 first dates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
7
that
first
are
date ideas.
that are per- mm, 7 first date ideas that are perfect for summer. Very specific.
Yes,
Very
girl. We
specific.
in summertime. Well, summer soon.
We just now getting. I don't know. It's a little questionable because the weather's been a little cray cray.
Yeah, but it's like spring
But we're
still.
getting there.
But
Yeah.
in June, late June, it's gonna be summer soon.
First
Watch out.
one. First one is take a walk or a bike ride. It says a fun way to be outside, active, and explore a new neighborhood. I love being outside.
I'm gonna disagree with one of those.
What was that?
I went on a date in New York and we went bike riding.
Mm.
Almost died.
I mean, nobody told you to go
Almost
ride around in the
died.
streets. You
I'm
could have found a
like,
park
no,
to.
but like, okay, so like we got the bikes and then we drove them to the Central Park.
Mhm.
And just like going to Central Park, it was tragic. I was literally, I was like, something's gonna happen. Like I can't. Like I really can't. Like cars are coming, people are coming. Like in New York City is the worst idea ever. Don't
All
ever
right,
do
so
it.
clearly this is a more
No, no.
suburban
Yeah,
option.
suburban, like no one's around. Of course. And if you know how to ride a bike, because believe it or not, a lot of adults don't know how to ride a bike.
Yeah,
But that's the perfect thing. They could teach you how to ride a bike.
you gotta be open to learning new things.
Mhm.
I think that's fun when someone teaches you something.
Yeah.
Next one is get coffee or ice cream. A great alternative to going out for drinks. Your date's coffee preference or ice cream flavor choice will teach you a lot about them.
I'm always gonna have something to say. I'm lactose intolerant. I cannot.
Yeah, but you could get coffee, you just can't get ice cream.
Yeah, well, there's some ice cream that don't have like dairy in it.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I like those ideas. I actually think like for first dates, those are good ones because they're like quick and short. And sometimes when you like first meet someone, you don't know how they're gonna be. So you're like, if this shit is awkward, like at least it's like a short like meet and greet
You
type of
didn't
thing.
pay a whole meal
Right.
and like this extended time. Like
Mhm.
you just was like, all right, we getting coffee, and if it's not good, I'm out. And if it turns out well, all right, we can move on to the next location.
Right.
I'm definitely getting coffee and ice cream. No, I'm kidding. My stomach will be full. Another one is go to an event in the park. Many city parks offer outdoor movies, concerts, or comedy shows, or bring a picnic and create your own.
We did that.
We've done that a few times actually. There's
Mhm.
a spot in Philly. I got to figure out what it's called. There's a rooftop in Philly that has like a park, and they also have like a food like concession stand, and then I think every couple days or maybe there's one day every week that they play a movie up
Mhm.
on the thing. Like it's actually really cool. You can bring your dogs. They
Mhm.
sell alcohol up there. Like it's nice.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys know. Maybe we'll post it on Instagram on our
Yeah.
story. But yeah, I love going to the park. I have water views that I like to go to. Like there's ponds and rivers and
Mhm.
like shit near us, and I love to go. I haven't done it in a while, and I'm really
Yeah, you
depriving
gotta do it.
myself. Or even just catching the sunset.
Mhm.
Like, simple things. Take a crossword
Yeah.
puzzle, go outside,
I think
take your
that's like
coffee with
I think
you.
that's like a perfect first date, like going like doing like a picnic in the park.
Mhm.
Buy yourself a cute little picnic basket from Amazon, or you could just bring your shit in containers
Yeah.
and
Go to the dollar store, get some shit,
yeah, get some
some
candy,
activities,
some
snacks.
fruits, some games like card games or like those question card games that we be playing.
It was actually our second date that me and her went on a picnic. Our first
Yeah,
date
it
we
was the
went to
second.
like dinner or whatever because it was
Mhm.
her birthday and we hung out. But our second date we went on a picnic and it
Yeah.
was nice.
Mhm.
Another date idea would be get tickets for a sports game. Definitely a longer date. That's why it's number
No.
4.
No,
But a
thank
great
you.
way to switch things up, and it always sparks conversation.
I think a basketball game, yes. But I've been to baseball games and I'd be so bored.
I think like with baseball, I haven't been to a baseball game in a while. But I think they are long. But those
It's
are one of
fun.
those things where you like eat, drink, and like fool around with your peoples.
Mhm.
I don't think it's necessarily like
People are there for
I'm
show.
watching. Yeah,
People
it's
are
just
there
something to do
to
and
drink and
the hype.
eat and
It's kind of like when people go tailgating.
yeah.
I want to go to a tailgate though. But yeah, I'm down for a basketball game. I don't got floor seat, ticket money, but
Yeah, we could
we'll
get
be
the
in the
nosebleeds.
nosebleeds.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Another date idea would be go to a comedy club. Such a fun and funny way to get your date sense of humor.
And take an edible too.
She wild. She trying to get you
No,
shut up.
because you just laugh more. Honestly, sometimes we've gone to a comedy show, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes the joke is not funny and I really want to laugh
Mhm.
and I can't.
I don't know why it's so complicated for me to like cry
Like, yeah, like
in
we
laughter.
want our stomachs to hurt.
Yeah.
So take an edible, I'm telling you.
I mean, I'm just going to drink my drink.
Take it in advance though. Shit.
Yeah.
Imagine it hits after. I'll be so mad.
If you have like a I don't want to say easy sense of humor, but if you easily laugh and like you're easily amused and like you think everything's funny, I love. Honestly, that's what's funny is watching people laugh, and I think someone who's literally in tears of laughter will make me laugh.
I'll be laughing, but I'm not in tears.
I don't know. I can't tell if you faking it or not.
Oh my God. Okay.
Another date idea would be walk around an outdoor market. Fun way to be outside, spark conversation, and leave the date with the souvenir. Swap outdoor market for department store or IKEA.
Oh wow.
IKEA.
I love IKEA.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know if I would like do that for a date.
Too much.
Yeah. I'm be like, hold this while I go shop for my room real quick. Some people actually don't even like shopping, but I've gone to an outdoor market. I like flea markets. Flea markets are cool. Like I think not that I necessarily got to go out and buy stuff, but I think like, seeing all different types of things is, you see some crafty shit.
Mm-hmm.
The last idea for a date would be go to drinks and dinner outside. Can't go wrong with a classic. Cities are opening up and lively with fun outdoor setups. In the summertime, there's a lot of pop-up shops. So I feel like you can go outside and do anything, at least mostly in the city. They have like pop-up food spots, pop-up drink spots. There's right now in Philly, there's like the Rothman does ice skating in the winter and then does a roller rink like during the spring and summer. And it's a cool like outdoors thing to do. Like I like skating, so you can make a date out of that and eat some food, chill. So I'm always for outside dates. So that's all. That's what we have for our outside dates. Again, shout out to Mostly Balanced Podcast for these lovely slides.
All right, so we're gonna jump into a family meeting question. It's pretty long, so it's kind of like a story. But the basis of it or the title of it is she's hooked up with more than 100 people. I haven't read it yet, so we'll see. But I skimmed it. All right. I love your pod and both of y'all's personalities. A little backstory in 2021. I was talking for about 3 months with this girl and we were feeling each other heavy, but I felt very rejected when she would tell people I was her girl and call me babe, but then say that we weren't in a relationship. This would confuse me all the time because my body count is super low since I am demisexual, and it has always been hard to find someone that I like. I fall for the emotion heavy, so relationships are super serious for me. Google what demisexual is. I want to make sure. You see, I gotta Google everything.
According to Google, demisexual is the orientation in which an individual does not experience primary sexual attraction. The type of attraction that is based on immediately observable characteristics such as appearance or smell is experienced immediately after a first encounter. Still don't know what that means.
Can they just
Here's another
can they
definition.
dumb it down?
Demisexual is a sexual orientation in which a person feels sexually attracted to someone only after they've developed a close emotional bond with them.
All right.
Boom, makes sense.
She is very free with her sexuality and has hooked up with more than 100 people. But to her, sex isn't emotional. It's all about pleasure. Not shaming at all, just shedding light on our differences. She was also not monogamous and believed in open relationships. I'm completely the opposite, but the feelings were so strong. We both foolishly tried to see how we could work it out. I would cry consistently because it hurt so much that she would be okay with having sex with other people, but I really felt so strong for her. She would tell me that she was in love with me, but saw us getting married She would tell me that she was in love with me and saw us getting married, but then switch it up and say that we weren't in a relationship. After her saying this multiple times, my feelings were so hurt and I felt rejected every time that I went into protection mode and blocked all feelings. I told her that I wanted to end things and she felt it coming and understood. I had told her that I couldn't continue being friends with her or have her on social media because I feel there should be a clean cut after something ends so it gives me time to heal. She said she understood but kept wanting to talk and ask questions. I didn't want to speak anymore, so I didn't answer her following messages. She would text, IG message, and call me from private and her own phone number randomly at night, but I honestly didn't want to talk to her. She took it as if I ghosted her because I blocked her since she kept messaging as she wasn't respecting my boundaries.
Mm.
What do you think about that? There's more to the story.
Okay.
This girl is toxic. All right. A year passed and I did therapy on my traumas. I wanted to be a better person and give her the closure she didn't and I wanted to be a better person and give her the closure she felt she didn't get. We ended up falling back into each other and it was even heavier until my responsibilities got the better of me. I ended things with her because I was feeling overwhelmed with school and so many other responsibilities. I honestly was at the beginning of a mental breakdown, but I was trying my hardest not to let it consume me. I didn't have the time to date and I communicated that with the person when we were texting. She was adamant. She was adamant that we had to see each other in person to talk because texting was coming off cold to her. It was the hardest decision to do because I really vibed with her, but I knew I would cry if I heard her voice or saw her in person, and I was trying to keep my breakdown from consuming me. I knew if I let myself fully break down, I wasn't sure when I would recover, and it wasn't a luxury that I had because life keeps going. My job, school, and family wouldn't stop just because I was going through it. She said that she understood that I had my plate full, but she wanted me to cry and let it out because that's what she does when she feels overwhelmed and it helps her. I communicated to her how I was trying to keep myself afloat by not letting myself cry, and she wasn't really listening to me. She kept saying she understood, but that I would feel better after crying because she does. After a couple more times of me repeating myself, hoping that she would effectively listen to what I was saying, she wasn't. I felt that she was very dismissive and selfish by telling me how I should go about things just because of her personal experience. But we're all different, and I felt that she should have respected what I was feeling. There's more to the story, but I feel like this girl is like manipulative
Mm-hmm.
because if this girl is hurt because of you, why do you want to be around her when she's trying to get over you? Like you want to be the shoulder that she cries on as she's trying to get over you. That makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, but I also think, why did you get in it twice?
Yeah, I don't know about
I
that.
think once after that year had passed, I mean, I get it. We get caught up in wanting to give the other person closure or like still having that curious mind of, oh, well, what about that? You know, I didn't give it the full time it needed. But I mean, once the second time came back around and, you know, you kind of did it to yourself.
All right, there's more to the story. We're almost done.
Shit.
Because I wouldn't keep talking to her and not me with her, she considers me as ghosting her again. But I feel that she disrespected me by dismissing my feelings when I was going through it. And I didn't feel that she deserved me to continue answering her. If I ended things, I don't know what else she expected me to talk about if we continued communicating. I already had said what I needed to say. She's used to changing people's minds, thoughts, and beliefs, so maybe she thought I would change mine. I didn't leave her high and dry. I communicated what was going on with me and that it would be better to end things as I felt she needed the time that I honestly couldn't give her. I didn't want to leave her just waiting on me when I knew I didn't even have time for myself. I thought of her and what she deserved, but I didn't feel that she did the same with me in the end. She feels that I am immature, hypocritical, and cowardly regardless. She's used to being on good terms with people she's dated, and I feel that as long as she as the feelings are strong, there should be a separation until the feelings go away. It's been 3 months and she texted me a link to a song a couple of days ago that talked about still wanting to get back together. I didn't reply because I'm still like, fuck her because of how dismissive she was when I was at a low point. I don't have feelings for her and I wouldn't want to be friends with her or keep in touch with her, but it's clear that she needs more closure. My question is, what would y'all do if you were in my position? Also, she would say how she felt bad for me because I couldn't be more sexual with people. She said that she felt sorry for me because I couldn't just have sex without emotions and that my body count was low. This was shocking to me and I just didn't know how to react as I would never question her on how free she is with her sexuality.
You're gonna think that I'm crazy, but I'm sure we did this before.
What?
I feel like we've read this before.
Babe, you really
that whole back half, yo.
Nah,
if anybody who really listens to our
what
shit
podcast
and
she
keeps
on?
up, I know you know sometimes we be slipping up and reiterate some of these.
Okay, listen. We have a lot of emails. We do have a lot of emails. This was an email. So maybe you read it and then you unread it. So no, we didn't do this. I would have, babe, I have a good memory when it comes to this shit. But no, I don't ever remember someone talking about how their partner had over 100 sexual partners. Nothing about that. But I think the ending to that was tragic.
I think the first time, obviously, you guys understood you had differences and you guys went, beyond the risk, knowing the risk, and took the chance on each other. So that was a hurt piece to you both. Essentially, you did it to yourself. Now, the second time just shouldn't have happened. Again, now that became at your own risk and you kind of did it to yourself. No. Now, you're entitled to how you feel. Nobody can tell you how you feel. I think, obviously, how you felt was valid. However, I can see it in the aspect of, for her, you ended it the first time and she didn't get that closure. And to me, it just sounds like she tried to make the second ending different from the first time because she didn't have a chance the first time. Like you told her it was done. She tried, or said she accepted it, and then that was what it was. But she still kept trying to reach out, and you just, like you said, blocked her and deaded it so she couldn't reach out. And then you open that portal back up all of a sudden on your term, on your time, and drawing each other back in. And I feel like maybe on her side, it was just like, well, I don't want us to end in the way that did. I want to avoid that and see if we could maybe do this in a different way. I'm not saying, you needed to fall back in it and let her consume you again and make you stay, but maybe she wasn't really being dismissive.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I feel like the fact that they started talking again, I don't think that's a shock. There's so many like situationships and relationships that get back together because they think, oh, maybe this time will be different. Let me give it a second chance. I don't think I'm a person who gives second chances, but then when I think about previous experiences, I did give people a lot of second chances, thinking that, oh, maybe things would be different this time. But I resonate a lot with this story because I was at a point where I was in school, I was working like crazy, and then working another job, and then dating someone who didn't understand that I had such a crazy life that I just really couldn't focus on this relationship. And they didn't understand what I meant when it's like, yo, we cannot talk. Like, that's it. Like, I'm that, can you leave me alone type shit. And then it's like, you don't want to be an asshole, but at the same time, you really want to set your boundaries. And like, this person would buy me gifts and send me Amazon packages and things like that. And it's like, now you're trying to buy me. So
but I'm gonna take it. Say no.
So I remember going to therapy and explaining to my therapist, like, I'm trying to set these boundaries and they don't listen. And she would be like, you cannot accept anything that they give you. Like, from here on out, like, tell them that they need to return it, or like, there's no meeting up anymore. There's no more second chances. There's no more closure. And like, closure, we've said it before, closure is not something you could give to somebody. That's something that they need to seek within themselves. And I feel like this girl was low-key toxic because it's like, that this girl has really good intentions. She wants a regular relationship, not an open relationship, just I don't know how you say it, not normal, but it's like she wants to be committed to one person. When on the other hand, you have this other idea of what you want in a relationship. So why do you consist on trying to be with this girl and hitting her up and calling her and you're blocked everywhere and you're still hitting her up? That's too
For the
much.
same reason that she wanted to mess with her, knowing her
Yeah.
idea of a relationship.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
and the other girl's not wrong for her idea of a relationship, but it's like
no.
that is not the typical relationship. So when someone is telling you, this is what I seek in a partner and I want to be in a serious relationship, why do you continue when you know you don't want that? Be like, yeah, I can't give you that. You know, like why do you insist
it
on?
was the same way where she was just like, I know that I don't want that from a relationship, but I
Mhm.
have such strong feelings for her that I just keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
So it was the bond that was bonding them together
Mhm.
and trying to ignore their ideas of relationships.
Yeah.
And obviously it didn't work.
Mhm. Well, it just sounds like they're complete opposites.
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
when it comes to like their idea of a relationship. So I just feel like that's like a red flag, major red flag. Like if you meet somebody and
I mean, at the end of the
this
day,
pops up, it's just not for you.
yeah, you tried it a second time, like she said. Sometimes we do think to ourselves, like, all right, maybe the first time there was other things in the way that we couldn't give it a whole 100. Maybe I think it could be different this time. We do that. It's normal. So, and then you just realize the second time, like a lot sooner than later from the first time, that all right, this shit's not gonna work. It's not it. It wasn't. It just was never gonna work. It's not that I was being any type of way before or that things were in the way. Like this is what it's like, and I don't want any parts. So you essentially needed it to end, and you did that. As long as you realize that you gave it your effort, that is what it is.
Yeah, but I feel like when you're in this situation, from what it sounds like she probably feels like a little bit guilty of like how she ended things or the fact that she was ghosting her because this girl was calling her all these names. Was she saying that she's dismissive? I don't fucking know. She was just saying crazy stuff.
Listen, the first time it makes sense. It gets us and we fall into that trap feeling bad. Oh, like I did ghost her. Maybe I should reach out. The second time, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've talked to some girl and then I started falling back. I don't want to say I ghosted her, but I fell off and told her like I don't think this is gonna work for me. And then I did end up reaching back out like a few months later, and we started talking again. And then I just realized, yeah, this ain't gonna work for me. And she hit me with some shit. She did. She texted me with some, and she was valid. Her feelings were valid. She, I guess in a way I was being inconsiderate of her time, and for me to come back the second time and then not. But I was stuck in a situation where I had shit going on and I just didn't want to deal with it. I was like, this is nonsense. But for me at the time it was nonsense. But whatever, that's how she felt. So I deleted the message. I thumbs it up, deleted it, blocked her.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I wasn't fucking with it. But I had a bad day that day, so that really didn't help. But essentially at the end of the day, we got to take care of us. We can't think every which way, like, how the other person feels. Obviously, we want to be considerate, but sometimes when you're being too overly considerate and only worried about the other person, it goes to bite you in the ass. So, you did what you had to do.
Yeah.
Don't reach out again. Do not give it a third time.
No, just block her.
Yeah. But that's it. That's it for our family meeting. That's it for our quick 7 things pod episode.
All right, y'all. Well, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for listening. Bye.
Deuce, deuce, mother goose.